Your mic. All right. So, you ready, Aaron? We'll call the meeting to order. It is 5:02. I will start with roll call. I would like to, when the warden, Linda Gregory, has given regrets. She's on vacation. Probably much needed one. Also, Chris Kingston. Municipal Services. Beside me, I have Coralie Ross, Director of Finance, Councillor Peter Schreier, Councillor George Manser, Joe Noss, our Councillor, and Taylor Robinson, Executive Assistant, and Tyler Pulley, our CAO, and myself, Deputy Warden Matthew Ross. And now we will pause to seek guidance. And then we will move into administrative and procedural items. Approval of the agenda. Is there any additions?
Yeah, so there's one addition, 4.2, the Brenda Farrell grant request.
Any others? Hearing none, can I get approval of the agenda as amended? Seconder? All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Motion carried. There are no presentation delegations tonight. We have the minutes of April the 8th. Has everybody had a chance to go over the minutes? Any errors?
I'll move the adoption of our minutes of April 8th.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Motion carried. Next is the CAO report. We have no meeting on May 20th. We're back on May 27th with council at 5 p.m. June the 3rd, there is no meeting. Most of you are going to FCM in Ottawa. Then we'll be back June 10th for a committee of the whole meeting at 5 and a possible bylaw meeting if needed. June 17th, there is no meeting. June 24th at 5 p.m. we will have council. July 1st, there will be no meeting. Canada Day festivities. July 8th, there is no meeting. And July 15th at 5 p.m. we will have an audit committee and a possible bylaw and policy after. Next is the CAO updates. Fire service review is no update. Strategic planning, we have the document in place and completed and was presented to council. Disability audit has been completed on our municipal office and airport. We await the receipt of the reports. And King's Transit, CAOs agreed to a funding formula and a governance structure. King's Transit is now having an agreement draft with CAOs to review before the recommendation goes to King's Transit Board. Is there any other questions about any of the other department reports? Chris Kingston, we've got building department, we have Terry's new business, CMARC, our consultant, and we have Rockford. Hearing none, can I get a motion for the reports? Accept the report. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded, motion carried. Next is dangerous and unsightly premises. I need a motion to bring Chris up to the stage to speak on dangerous and unsightly premises.
I'll move to, Chris to come forward.
There you go, Chris. Welcome. I guess we'll start with 3.1, 496 Old Yarmouth Road.
So as you guys will see in the package, there's a report from Kathy. Unfortunately, she had to give her regrets for this meeting. But Chris is here in case you guys have any other questions, but it gives the history of the file, an outline of the damage, and then several photos. So Katie's looking for an order to demo the property.
Demolition. Anybody got any questions for Chris on this property? Can we get a motion to? A motion to approve the demolition. Seconder. Do you want us to include the policy, or is there a number or anything? Just say 4 and 6.
Yeah, you should get the second.
Seconder?
Seconded.
All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is 315 Highway 303.
So this one, as you guys will see, it's Kalen's Takeout. So this one had a lot of fire damage. There was a fire in the building that's sort of in between the two containers. So Kay's looking for a demo order just for the fire damaged area, and then the other two containers would be sealed off because they are a safety concern if they're not sealed off. And then she's looking to have all the garbage cleaned up behind and around. And then for the sign by the road to be taken down because it's a hazard pulling out from the adjacent property. You can't see the oncoming traffic right before.
You have no response back to me.
Well, Kay has worked with these property owners for a lengthy amount of time, but now it's been no solution.
So they're gonna park the burn that's gonna be, and then plus all the garbage around back.
Yep. Yep, that's right.
That's why I went to some of the insurance company, they just replace that little piece. I have a motion for that property.
Where is the
PRD 302.
okay, actually, I'll move that property located at 315 Highway 303 Conway. PD number 302-43612.
Have a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. All right.
Good work.
There you go, Chris. Nobody had any questions, so have a good evening.
Good job.
Next, we'll move into business items. The first one is T-Box sponsorship at the 10th annual Richard Ellis Memorial Golf Tournament. I believe we usually do that, don't we?
I think so. Most years we do.
Yeah. Make the motion.
What is it? 250?
200. There'll be some neat stuff there too. And start to see some NHL jerseys autographed. Bring your pocketbook.
Yeah.
Checkbook. Your banker. Bring in. All for the motion on the table.
I'll move that we sponsor a T-ball value of $200 for the annual Trails Memorial Golf Tournament.
Okay, I'll second that. Second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carries. Next is the Friends of Farrell request. Community grant application request. This is from Friends of Farrell. They're looking for $30,000 to establish a cat rescue shelter in the town of Digby, located in 74 City Street. The need for this shelter has never been greater on the federal list. So, start with you, Peter. What are your thoughts on this?
I think we give them a very substantial grant in the beginning of the year compared to the other tickets that we have funded, and I think $30,000 for this cause is excessive given the other priorities of our municipality. And so my position is that we should not fund this at all.
George, what do you think?
About the same as before when it came up before. That I think it's too much money to put into a cat shelter for municipality or for town and municipality. I wouldn't mind. I would consider it a small grant of maybe $100, not $30,000.
It's probably the same as before. I think if we're doing that, we're enabling the problem to perpetuate. I realize it is a problem. I realize many people are concerned. But the reality is there are humans out there that are struggling and needing money, and we're looking at 30,000 cats. I have trouble rationalizing that myself.
I think we need something. I don't know how. I just don't. I'd like to see a bigger plan. It's in the town. The property's leased. It's not owned. I think we need some ownership because there's other shelters out there that no ownership. They seem to have fallen apart or not usable. And if one were to be made, there needs to be some major discussions about how this is built, who owns it, who's running it.
Who's managing it?
Exactly. I think there's more questions to be asked, and quite frankly, I think it needs to be put on maybe if there's any fundraising done. And I see they say that they're going to do some fundraising. I've talked to a couple of their members, and they haven't fundraised, and they're having a hard time getting that together. They missed this cookie campaign, but that doesn't mean they won't get the one in the winter. So I'm rooting for them. It's just I think we might want to even put this on the joint agenda with the town because it is in the town, and I don't know what they're doing with that property. There's a lot of questions. So maybe I don't want to say no. A lot of questions, and maybe that's something.
Have they had any money? Have they raised any money yet?
Well, I don't see bank. I don't see a budget. I don't see anything there attached to it to see what they have.
I'd like to see them come back to us with a management plan, like just building a shelter for all of these.
That's it.
Cats isn't going to manage the problem. So, what is the going forward plan in terms of public education and
There has to be more to it.
there has to be something.
You build a shelter and then everybody goes, oh great, so all my pregnant kitty cats and all that can go to the shelter and they just dump them off. And we don't want people to do that. You gotta have, you want to be able to teach people like it's hard.
And that's kind of what I meant by complexity.
Yeah.
The problem with this, once you sort of put something like that in place, then people feel very comfortable dropping cats off or saying, well, I don't have to worry, they'll take the cat in and that kind of thing. And they just absolve themselves of responsibility.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Just give
So staff direction to add it to the next joint council agenda. If you want us to reach out to Friends of Fair about management and then answer those questions, or wait until we get it at the joint council.
That's what I know they wanted to do a presentation again, but until we know what the town's doing, I don't, this is not our property, so they're coming to us with the ask. And the town says they just needs the money to property, but how long? I've got a lot of questions.
My sense was that the town kind of said, look, the property, that's our in-kind offer, we're not putting money.
We need more of that because it's going to be in the town. It's going to be the majority of town cats being in the facility, I would assume. So I would think the town would want to put in more of a commitment than that.
I just wanted to add something like today's or with our reasoning. These are good points, right? Like we need more certainty, we need more clarity on what they're doing. Their solution is not necessarily the best one to address the problem. But if we go back to what we discussed during our strategic planning, cats were not nearly a priority for us. So I think we should go back to that and say, okay, we have to make those choices, right? What's priority and what's not, and focus on the things that really change the lives of our residents who are trusting us to use that tax money wisely. So to me, the answer is a little bit more black and white. Even if they have a good reason, even if they have a good plan, I would say it's still not within our solution space to invest in this, to finance this. I would say that's very nice. We're willing to help you with a little bit, but we really cannot allocate that much money into this cost. It's not within our priorities for this cycle.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I feel municipality does we do have to look after pets, really, animals in that way. So kind of anything has to do with it. If we like we had a road problem or anything like that. The point is that I would like to see a shelter, but where it's in the town, I think we turned down the facility for Melissa. She wanted a shelter that was in Clare. We didn't do it. So I think we need to talk to the town. I think they're, and 30,000 is a big ask. I mean, for other projects, we've always stuck with that $10,000. I don't mind doing that, but I've got more interest before I started.
And they really haven't given us anything in terms of a budget or a financial plan kind of thing. It's just
So Linda has just joined the meeting. Linda, just to get you up to date, we're on 4.2, the Friends of Feral grant request. And so far, our council has talked about maybe putting it on a joint council agenda, see where the town's at, and if you want to add your comments.
May I speak?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I was trying to find the button to put up my arrow or sand. Anyway, and no, this isn't the first time we've been asked for $30,000 on a project. We have had many that's been 100,000 and 50,000. So just to let you know that over the years, 30. Also, we don't have a joint meeting with the town until October. That's too far to wait. These people actually gave us a rundown before the new council was on that showed how they were working the money. And I'm sure they would update it. I personally think that this is important. The faster that they have a place so they can keep these animals, so that they can deal with them and then put them back, or find families for some that can be rehomed, that's the thing to do. And I'm a full supporter in this $30,000. I don't think we can wait till October to wait on the town. And as you said the other day, you didn't care what the town did. We are on our own, so I feel the same way. I don't really care about the town in that sense. I think it's us to make our own decisions for something that's important.
Well, we go around the vote. Do you think, Peter?
I think we should not support the $30,000. We have already funded Friends and Carol with a substantial amount for this year. So I would
Yeah, we can.
pass on this.
George?
No, I think it's too much money for Catherine. We have so many other things that, take priority over.
Jane?
I would go to these.
Linda, you wanna give 30?
I would give the 30 in a heartbeat because I do think it's important. Remember, this is a capital expenditure. They're not asking, they've already, with their operations is totally different than capital. And, when we, fund it, we helped fund the, years ago, trying to think, TLC. Council gave money then, and that was in the thousands, and I can't remember the amount. Just so you know.
I would've done 10, but I guess we're ruled, so majority wins. Nothing for now, unless you wanna take it to a joint council meeting.
That's too late unless we have a joint council meeting in June. And I can't see their council wanting to, and I really don't see how a joint council is gonna make up your minds when you've already said you don't wanna spend it. So as we spend more on operations, I really hope you all remember this day. Thank you.
All right. So moving into correspondence, third annual community.
You're gonna have to, make sure a letter is sent,
Mhm.
okay? So a letter needs to be sent to tell them that our council does not wanna support them.
No, we didn't say that. We didn't want to support it to the tune of $30,000.
Well, I didn't hear any other amounts listed or said, so
I said
right now
10.
that,
Earlier, before he came on, I had said 5, and last we had said.
Yeah. We have 2 out to 0, so.
whatever.
So moving to correspondence, the third annual community Easter event. The Tri-County Housing Network meeting recap and recording. The Easter event went really well. And Tri-County Housing Network meeting recap and recording. Anybody have any questions on that? We have a municipal affairs for fire records management system. I guess they're going to go through that and come up with a new records management system. We can be engaged in the coming months. Is that something that, or is that something they'll come to us or we have to go to them?
For what?
The fire services, the management record thing, is that something we'd have to go ask them that we want to be a part of that, or are they gonna come to us with their updates as they? It seems to
They will be going through Bruce now.
Okay. And the next is the reprofile of beautification and streetscaping program, community works program. Tyler, is that something we could get money from? Is that a grant we could use for the sidewalk?
I could look into that.
That's what I thought when I read it. It's beautification, but I mean, that's what we're gonna be doing, make the way beautiful.
Yeah, we've been looking at it more.
Sidewalks.
We can look at it for grant lands, but we could look at that as well, because
Yeah.
any way we can try to get some money.
Help.
Yeah.
Anything would help, that's right. Yeah,
Looking at 1.3 million.
yeah.
Well, and I hate to say it, but the village is gonna have to increase their money to the village if they need to do a sidewalk. I mean, we can do some, but we can't do the whole sidewalk.
We're gonna have to increase our taxes.
That's right.
At least we can come to them with a grant and work something with them.
Start.
They wouldn't have to put
Oh,
up
yeah,
so much.
no, I'm not saying we shouldn't help them, I'm just saying we shouldn't be expected to be doing it mostly like 90%, we should be more like a 25%. And that's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, committee reports. Let's start with Digby Source Water Protection. Haven't had a meeting?
Nope.
Fences and arbitration. What you can do with that?
It hasn't had, although we're getting close.
Someday.
Heritage Advisory Committee.
Has not met since January.
Excuse me, aren't they supposed to be meeting a minimum of 4 times a year, Tyler?
Yeah, they do. They are quarterly. Yeah.
Okay, it's just that, if they haven't met since January and this is, May.
I'll have the supervisor of that employee look into that for you.
Please.
Next is the Regional Emergency Management, REMO. Bruce Snell.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Bruce Snell updates the group on the new Scotia Guard. We talked about the benefits of the new downloadable alert system that we purchased by towns and municipalities. Go ahead, Linda, add to it.
No, it's okay. You continue.
No, that's all I pretty much had. I know there was more, but you chair it, so you know the rest.
Well, remember they're going to be doing a tabletop exercise. The hospital is going to be doing a emergency evacuation.
That's right.
Which will be taking place anytime. But that will be, Bruce is talking with them on that. The other things is what the province is cutting back on REMO. And yes, there are some grants out there for generators or partial cost of generators. Am I correct on what I'm saying that, Tyler?
Yep, there are. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty well what you said.
Next is the Planning Advisory Committee, and we have not met, but we need to meet.
Yeah, you will be meeting in the next. I had Chris Kingston put it in his calendar. I think when he started, I told him 2 months from now. We had no reason to just don't have to book a meeting because there's some changes needed.
Yeah, we need
Visual report.
Yeah. Next is the joint RCMP. The RCMP are working hard to be visible in our community. Working with the full staff now. I'm sure as many of you know, there's been a lot of drug busts lately for the last 6 weeks. I think 5 that I know of. The police seem to have a big presence in the municipality right now. They are doing a lot of stop checks. I see them just about everywhere now. They're looking for DUI, inspections, drugs, and in some cases they're not letting you go if you don't take the breathalyzer. You have a choice to make. You either blow into the breathalyzer or you lose your license for a week. So they're really stepping the game up around.
I see more places,
Yeah.
just a lot of Digby, season park, once in a while,
Keeping the traffic a little slower. You have anything to add, Warden?
Yes, at our next meeting, we will be having the Department of Justice coming in. People that are new to the RCMP advisory all have to be sworn in. And from the Department of Justice, you'll learn what your roles and responsibilities are. And I'll be sending that on to Tyler. I've already spoken to him about it. And I already have spoken to the justice people who said that they just needed a date and time, and they'd work around it. It's probably gonna be in by Zoom, just, so you know.
All right. All right, next is the marketing levy and promotion.
They met April 14th and again on May 12th. Linda Weir was invited to attend as an observer. I believe she's got an application in with us as a public member from the municipality. And I felt she probably should get her feet wet at least before we considered her application. So she sat in as an observer. We still short one member. We need an owner operator from the municipality. We haven't filled that position yet. Electric City presented to the committee on their project and their bid for special project funding. One of their plans going forward is in addition to the interactive information center, they're hoping to establish a video festival. There was a decision made to adopt a funding disbursement model by percentages. I'm not sure whether that's publicly known, so So basically what we were looking at with the levies is 70% will go to data, 20% to special projects, and 10% into a reserve fund to build a bit up for the unexpected. We talked about having a specific form that would go out when funds are dispersed, so that there's a reporting form coming back that tells us how the money is being spent and dispersed on their end. So I think that's anything else on it.
No, I think you pretty well covered it, other than, I don't know if you mentioned that, Electric City was approved for, 10,000. I'm working with you.
Next is the Digby Air Bank jury.
No, they haven't, not since January, February.
Accessibility Advisory Committee.
We have not met yet.
And Highway 101 Task Force is inactive. Digby Community Nova Scotia Health Authority stakeholder.
We have not met.
Now, I was asked, I think they're going to try to revive that again.
Yeah, I asked that myself as well.
Okay. Digby Area Housing Working Group.
We did have a meeting scheduled for April 16th, which was canceled until we had the joint meeting with the town council. And attempts are now being made to reschedule it for May 22nd. I haven't heard that it's confirmed.
Atlantic Mayor's Congress.
That is going to happen in June on the 18th, 19th, 20th, 17th, 18th, 19th. I don't have it right with me. It's in St. John, New Brunswick. Actually, if any counselor wants to attend with me this time, they opened it up that I can bring a counselor. There is a $150 charge, as well as the CAO can attend as well for $150. So if any of my council is interested, just let me know and we'll fill that out for you. Same with Tyler, and it's a really good meeting to be at. You get to meet the counterparts around the whole land in Canada. It's normally just mayors and wardens from around, but and it's funny when you're listening to the concerns. I don't think from one province to the other there's any difference. Yeah. But we come up with some ways sometimes that we bring back that can help. The FCM goes as well, and the NSFM goes. I want to call it the PEI their group, Newfoundlands, and New Brunswick's are all there as well. So, yeah, think about it, and I can, give you the proper dates in about 2 seconds. Just give me a second here. I'm not on my right time yet. Just a second. Come on, move it. June. June is, the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And I'm just going over on the ferry.
Alrighty.
Okay?
Thanks. All right. Next is the Digby Area Recreation Commission. We met. Actually had a really good presentation with Fawn Logan Young. She's from Recreation. She came down to present the anti-racism charter for Recreation. She talked about ways to work with Recreation on implementing the plan in our area and showed us how we can stay on task. We all agreed to sign the charter and start doing the work. Fawn did a really good presentation, and she's really good to talk to, and is there for any help making us, going for help to help us make us more inclusive and a welcoming environment for all. So she did really well. Sharon is working to utilize the 1.5 million we got from the province to get the rink ready for the fall season, and summer staff is being hired to be ready for summer camps and swimming pool. Anything else you'd like to add, Warden?
No, you're well covered. Oh, except we did have our volunteer services evening.
Yes.
That was well attended. Our provincial member wasn't there, and they did a great job going through the people, and the deputy mayor, William
McCormick, yes, you are.
McCormick, was there with me, and we actually had a nice time, and I think people enjoyed it.
That's good. Right on. All right, we got the Digby Development Agency, industrial. We're meeting June the 4th. Next is Digby Library Committee.
But they are looking to schedule one soon.
Digby Municipal Fire Association.
Next meeting is May 21st.
You got one coming up. Okay. King's Transit.
Right now, we have an upcoming meeting coming up. I was talking to the chair, and he said, when I was speaking to them, I was bringing up some concerns about us not having a report yet. So, and he, of course, because he's new, so it will be brought up at the meeting.
Okay. Senior Safety Committee. We are meeting in June. I believe that is June. Next is Timeview Terrace.
We had a meeting 2 weeks ago in the month. More business.
Almost done.
Yep.
Next is Waste Check.
Meeting today was canceled, next meeting is scheduled for the 10th of June.
Richie's busy. No, he's busy.
Yeah.
We've all got busy. Western Counties Regional Library.
Nothing like in the last couple of months. There is in the first week of June.
Okay. Outside committees, we got the Digby Area Tourism Association.
Their AGM was April 16th. Next meeting is actually this Thursday night. That will be their board meeting finally. Their board now meets quarterly, and their executives monthly.
Okay.
So I am going to request that the minutes of the executive meeting to the board, in part because I'm not comfortable being accountable for decisions that I know nothing about. So that is one of my requests. In bylaws, it does say we can request it, so I will.
Digby Harbor Port Association, we did have a meeting. Basically, the port is keeping busy with full berthage. Lobster season is in full swing again with springtime and the end of District 34, so things are busy. We keep continuing to discuss forward actions to look for funding towards the rebuilding of the Digby Wharf. I did have a chance to stand with the Minister of Energy 2 weeks ago. We met here with the Municipality of Terry, and we were talking about other things, but then I had brought up the port as a destination for green energy projects and this and that. And I showed him the plan. He was very interested in that. I emailed it to him. He wanted a copy because he doesn't always get to see some of that work done because some of the ports are federally owned. This is our own port, so he was very intrigued with that. So I hope that works out well. Other than that, yeah, same old. The next is the Southwest Biosphere.
We have an upcoming meeting on June the 18th.
Okay.
And it will be hosted at our municipality. And when we host, any of our counselors who would like to attend are perfectly welcome to come. You're an observer, but you can ask questions. You just can't vote. And you can make comments.
The evening meeting?
It's a 10 o'clock in the morning meeting.
10 o'clock, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if anyone wants to attend, feel free. Just let me know.
Yeah.
What was the date again?
It gives you a good opportunity to meet several people, plus, you have counselors from Liverpool, Queens, you have counselors from Yarmouth, Barrington, Annapolis, Digby Municipality.
Barrington, Shelburne.
Barrington, I think, is the other one.
What was the
Plus.
date again, Linda?
Pardon me?
What was the date again?
June the 18th,
June.
the day before St. John.
There you go. And the last one is Western Regional Crown Land Stakeholder Interaction Committee. Okay. All right. So we've got our committees. There is no in camera. Next is somebody want to motion for adjournment?
Oh, before we adjourn?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to thank you very, very much for taking over the meeting. You did an excellent job, as usual, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Sorry that I came in late. We landed, and I set up as soon as I could, and I couldn't get hooked up to the internet at first. So I am in Vancouver, and I'm off on my cruise in the morning or tomorrow at noontime, I think it is. So thank you all, and like I said, I did want to say to the deputy warden, I did appreciate this.
Enjoy your time.
Enjoy your time. Yeah. What's the temperature?
It's probably 20 today.
Nice. Got 14 here. It was hot for a couple hours, then it's back cold again.
Yeah.
You
But at Gander, one of the guys was telling us they had 40 centimeters of snow this morning when they flew out.
That's right. Yeah.
As you come over to the west, you just keep getting warmer, warmer, and warmer.
Yeah.
Supposed to be nice tomorrow.
I hope so. We need it. All right. Get a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Good. Very much. So scary.